Another construction cost increase. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at what's going on at Standards Australia. And thank you to the viewer who brought this to my attention on Twitter, because it's not something I would have really discovered otherwise. And it shows you why we're such a unique channel here on YouTube with the variety of topics that we discover. We're going to talk about car parking bays and how there's a proposal in the next revision of the off-street parking standard to increase the size of parking bays. You may think, oh yeah, that's a little bit more asphalt here or there. This is a significant potential increase to a lot of parking areas that we need. It all adds up, guys. It means you've got to increase your turning circles, you've got to increase the car parking bays. All of these things have a play into it. Hopefully it won't be too much, but let's have a look at this, guys. So, revised standard, and this is from the Standards Australia website. I mean, I just designed an off-street car park a couple of months ago, so that's all changing. Revised standard recommends larger parking bays across the country, and this is because of these super big American SUVs that we've brought in. I think there's environmental arguments for that, so they make them bigger so they get around some of the rules. It's all bullshit, guys. It really is. Some of these cars are so big for what, a soccer mum to take their kids to soccer on the weekend? I shouldn't say anything. My wife is a soccer mum, and we take our kids to soccer on the weekend, but still. And we drive a huge Kia Carnival. But anyway, a proposal to increase the size of parking bays across Australia could accommodate the trend of larger vehicles on Australian roads. And now, you've got to remember, if you're doing a multi-storey development, that's going to impact all of that. Every car park is going to get this a little bit bigger. Floor plate's going to get bigger. It's going to increase the costs. The revision to standard 2090.14/2004, parking facilities, part 1, off-street parking. Oh, these standards are so much fun. You know, these should all be free. These standards should all be free and available to the public, so they know what they're getting complies. You've got to spend a fortune to get these things. So an increase in the length of off-street car parking spaces from 5.4 metres to 5.6 metres. So another 200 millimetres in each bay, making that a bit longer. Standard Australia General Manager, Engagement and Communications, Adam Stingemore, explains, the last revision of the standard happened 18 years ago. The experts that we work with to put that in place looked at the average car that we drove back in 2004. We have changed our national fleet significantly over the last quarter. Back in 2004, when we revised the standard, about 13% of our national vehicle fleet was an SUV. Now it's 40%. 40% of people. Wow. As our cars have changed, we also need to consider our car parks. Well, yeah, this is true. But here's the thing, we've got to realize everyone buying these big cars, it's going to put up construction costs. And you know what that's going to do for housing? Shit, this is another pillar for the housing market, guys. Oh, I'm just annoyed. All my bloody templates, I've got to change again. State and local authorities may have their own requirements in town and area planning regulations and development control plans. However, courts normally consider Australian standards as prevailing documents. The proposed changes to the standard are open for public comment until the 9th of November. So you've still got a week to make your comment. It's expected to be finalized in about 6 months. And you can download can we see this here, a red line markup of the standard where they show you what is being removed and what's being changed. And we can see here, this is a diagram, just one of them, that they're taking out, figure 5.2. Notice how we've got 1900 here in this dimension at the center. So it's going 3, 9, 550, 1900, 1750. If we go here, so it's 3, 9, 550, yeah, 550, and then the 1900 is replaced with a 2100. So they're adding more spaces here for the door opening area. And then you've got 1,750. And there's a lot of other changes in this document. You can see it's all, they've marked it all up. It's worth, if you're in the game and you do car parks, it's worth looking at. I mean, I'm an architect. I'm not a traffic engineer. Normally we get a professional to sort it out. We'd be working on it during the concept phase, the schematic phase, just to get some overall dimensions and to kind of, as a proof of concept, then you get the engineers to go in and look at it, hopefully. But there we go. I think let's have a chat about this, eh? So I thought I would bring this to your attention. We have a lot of people in the construction industry that watch the channel, a lot of designers, builders, professionals that should be aware that this change is coming. If not, well, now you are. And this is an opportunity to have your say. I mean, I can understand why they're doing it. The fleet's increasing. People are buying bigger cars, but that will have flow-on effects to every single project that has to provide a car park, everything that has to provide off-street parking, every apartment development. But here's an interesting thing that with your whole 15-minute city conspiracy theory, in the Southeast in the Southeast Queensland regional plan, they're changing from a minimum number of car parks to a maximum number of car parks. They're trying to disincentivize parking spaces, which I find is insane, because as much as everyone wants to be a hippie catching the train or the rental bikes or the electric scooter, I saw one idiot on the Riverside Expressway here in Brisbane riding one of those little electric scooter things. There's a copper behind him. But I mean, it's crazy. I guess it shows you how lowest common denominator. But this is going to flow through to the costs of projects that have to be increased to deal with it. And it's because more and more people are buying SUVs. So if you want affordable housing, guys, well, don't buy big cars. We had a Smart for Two when Rachel and I first started dating. I went and bought one of those little ones. It was probably a rip-off. It used hardly any petrol. It was a little Smart for Two convertible. We ended up getting rid of it, but it was great. It's all we needed to flitz around the city. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check out I'll put a link to the website, or you can find it on the Standards Australia website, guys, and just click here if you want to leave your comments or feedback. I'd highly recommend you all give your suggestions. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.